So raised on the big island of Hawaii, I was always a fighter. If they weren't teasing me because I was too skinny, they were teasing me because I was too white. If they weren't teasing me because I was too white, they were teasing me because of that I was a pastor's kid, Holy Boy Troy, religious Ritchie. So I had this fighter mentality.
So you got into fistfights?
No, not fistfights. No man's hand touched this beautiful face. Not ever happened. I would talk my way out of things. I would talk so fast that the bullies would kind of be like, stupid Howley, and let me go. So that foundation of being a fighter and having a chip on my shoulder came with me when I moved to the mainland and went to Bible school. There came a moment where after the band broke up, my best friend came out of the closet. And that really hit me hard. And the thing about being a fighter, having a fighter's mentality, a chip on your shoulder, is that you're driven, the fuel that drives you is anger. And I was angry that my best friend, who we shared Jesus on the stage, in the band, to others, walked away from the Lord. So I wrote a song. It was written to the devil because I was so angry with him. And it was, there you sit in all your glory and your splendor. Sometimes I wonder if your followers know better. How you lie and cheat and steal to get their soul. Don't they know that you're the father of lies? And can't they see how you destroy everything? I've said it before and I'll say it again. No, not me. So it was a very haughty attitude. And the chorus, you deceived my best friend, you tried to take my dad. If you could, you'd add my daughters to your clan. Need I remind you, we've been sanctified by him, the Son of God. Ha ha, I bet that makes you mad. It was a killer song lyrically. And then it goes, there's no need to discuss this anymore. Lucifer, you will never have my soul. And in the verse 2, I see the pleasure and the riches and the power, all for me at any moment to devour. But I must say, I think your poker face sucks. I know your hand and I can call you on your bluff. And then the next line. So take your best shot. And he did. My name is Jonathan Ritchie. I'm part of the leadership team for Ironman Men's Ministry, and this is my testimony.
What do you mean by take your best shot?
Well, because the song was written from a perspective of anger, not love, I was challenging the enemy. We didn't know any better. Your mom and I didn't know that it's not a good idea to let you go on social media at the age of 13. We didn't know that getting you a phone at 10 would be such a gateway to alternative thinking. And when I challenged the enemy and said, take your best shot, I assumed he would take it at me. He didn't. He took it at you, the kids. I was at my breaking point and just started crying in the car. And the Lord said, trust. When God said trust, from one moment to the next, I sat up. I was in the car, I sat up, and I smiled. I would remind you guys that no matter what, God's got you. And that anything that you're going through, anything that you're running away from, in the end, you're coming. You're with the Lord. He said trust. And when I found out that Lorelai was going to go to Bible school in Mexico, boy, what a miracle that was. And I was reminded of trust. And if you remember, on your drive down, I texted everyone in our family text. Remember what that text said?
Yep.
What did it say?
Be careful because the enemy is going to be attacking us.
Yeah, because the enemy's not happy that Lorelai's going to Bible school. Be alert, I think it was. And that night at 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, there was a dark spirit just kind of on this side of my face as I was sleeping, trying to get back to sleep, praying through it. And then 10 minutes later, Lorelai called from Mexico. When your daughter calls you at 3:10 a.m., it's not good. And I picked it up, and she told me that there was a fire. And she told me that her talking in their sleep woke up her friend, who then couldn't get back to sleep, and then woke Lorelai up as they saw the flames. And they ran down. And so I think back to challenging the enemy in a way that I was ignorant to do. You don't do that stuff.
What advice would you give dads whose kids aren't serving the Lord?
You know, if I didn't hear the word trust from the Lord, I might have used my own methods, continued down the road of fighting with anger instead of love. My advice to parents is do whatever you can to hear the voice of God, especially men, for the iron men. If you're not hearing the voice of God, maybe not daily, at least weekly, then you need to give up something in your life that's distracting you from that voice. Because I believe God is speaking to everyone. The question is, can we hear him? And if there's distractions, for example, Halloween, there are Christians that are going to decorate their homes with spirits, with evil spirits, with witches and with ghouls, and oh, Troy, it's just Halloween. Don't mess around with that stuff, man. Don't mess around with that stuff. So my advice to all men and parents is hear the voice of God. And if you cannot hear the voice of God, do whatever you can to get to that place.